Many know the story of the Bismarck, the legendary battleship built for Germany in World War II, and along with her sister ship, the Tirpitz, the largest battleships ever built by Germany, and two of the largest built by any European power. But what if I told you this mighty battleship came close to being heavily damaged, if not destroyed, by a ship half its size acting alone in the North Atlantic? Indeed, this ship, which was part of the Royal Navy but operated by the Polish Navy, was the first destroyer to actually spot the Bismarck, and in an incredible David versus Goliath encounter of monumental proportions, it engaged the Bismarck one-on-one. We are of course talking about the legendary ORP Piorun. Now, at the time of their engagement with the Bismarck, the Piorun was actually a relatively new ship. It was built by John Brown and Company of Clydebank in Glasgow and was laid down on the 26th of July 1939 and launched on the 7th of May 1940. While initially ordered and launched under the name Nerissa, the ship was then transferred to the Polish Navy in October 1940 and renamed Piorun, before being completed on the 4th of November 1940, being based in Great Britain and commanded by Commander Eugeniusz Plawski. Now, I'm trying not to butcher these Polish names, but the short story is this was a David and Goliath type encounter of monumental proportions. The Piorun should not have survived this one-on-one encounter with the mighty Bismarck. Now, in May 1941, the Piorun was actually assigned to ships of the British 4th Destroyer Flotilla, HMS Cossack, HMS Maori, HMS Sikh and HMS Zulu, commanded by Captain Philip Vian, providing additional escort to troop convoys en route from Glasgow to the Indian Ocean. And on the 25th of May 1941, Vian's destroyers, including Piorun, were detached from the convoy to join the massive ongoing search for the German battleship Bismarck. Indeed, the Royal Navy at the time were conducting a huge hunt for the Bismarck in the North Atlantic, one that would ultimately go on to sink one of their most prized vessels, the HMS Hood. Piorun took part along with the British destroyers in the search for Bismarck, and she was actually the first of them to spot the German ship. She joined in the shadowing of and the torpedo attacks on the German battleship the night before Bismarck was sunk. She arrived first on the scene with the British tribal-class destroyer Maori following her up behind, but in this surprising move, Piorun actually went on to just charge at the Bismarck by herself, with Maori manoeuvring into position behind to fire torpedoes. Alone, Piorun exchanged fire with Bismarck for an hour, with neither side scoring any hits, although the third salvo fired by the Piorun only missed the Bismarck by 18 metres, about 20 yards, causing the commander Plawski to pull away. Now, during this hour-long confrontation with the Bismarck, the Polish operators of the ship were, according to one report, transmitting a constant message, "I am a Pole," before commencing fire on the Bismarck, and other sources said that the signal to commence fire for that third salvo that only barely missed the Bismarck was 3 salvos in honour of Poland, and then they launched those salvos. Now, Piorun's effort was incredible here. It was a massive, as I say, David against Goliath encounter with this huge battleship that was about twice the size of the Piorun, and this confrontation and delay for the Bismarck and constant harassment by the Polish ship, which also ignored the order to withdraw, by the way. It was reluctant to leave the area despite being very low on fuel, ignoring orders to withdraw for an hour before returning to the United Kingdom. So I hope you enjoyed this brief but informative story of the ORP Piorun, which by the way means Thunderbolt, so kind of lived up to its name there, harassing and zipping around the Bismarck, launching salvos, none of which hitting, but indeed delaying the ship long enough to be engaged by further British destroyers, and then the bigger battleships such as HMS King George V. So yes, I wanted to just talk about this quickly because it's a story that I've been wanting to make a video about for a while. A legendary little destroyer engaging the Bismarck twice its size, and just goes to show how crucial the Polish were in engagements with the Germans in World War II. Indeed, we have 303rd Squadron as well that I'll talk about soon in the Battle of Britain. and Polish sailors operating in the Royal Navy as well. So let me know what you think about this in the comments down below. Thank you very much for watching all the way to the end. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I will see you next time.